You are listening to the Connect with Us podcast from Connect English Community. The Connect with Us podcast is a fun conversation about all kinds of things that take place in and around our English learning community. We'll talk about different sides of the languages and cultures in which we live and learn every day. And we invite you to join us on this journey so that by connecting with us, we can encourage you along the way.
Connect with us, and we'll connect you to the world.
Welcome to the Connect with Us podcast. Welcome again to another episode of our talk in and around Connect English Community. If you haven't seen our previous episodes, I think you should, yeah? So go ahead and check our YouTube account. Don't forget to just peruse around and watch the videos. I'm pretty sure you're going to find some good and interesting topic and talks that might be useful for you. All right, and we're so glad today in our next episode. I have invited a very special friend to talk to me today. So this is one of my good friends, and I will let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Fitri, but usually my friends and my students call me Faye.
Okay.
I am an instructor at Connect since last year.
All right.
But my daily activities are I'm a lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you teach at a university.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. So Miss Faye, since here at Connect, we are actually English Center and we have English community.
Yep.
So when we visit or sometimes our events, we're discussing a lot about scholarships and traveling abroad.
Yeah.
And many of our members are very interested. Yeah, they really would like to go visit different countries. Yeah, and also we have an annual trip that we do every year. Yeah, we went to Singapore and Malaysia just to bring our members and to have them visit different countries. So have you traveled abroad, Ms. Faye?
Yeah, not many. Just
okay.
Yeah, I just visited 2 countries.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are those countries?
So it's the short trip was to Hong Kong in 2017, but I finished my master degree in Japan. So I once lived in Japan.
All right. So you visited Hong Kong for a short time. How long were you in Hong Kong?
It's like around 5 days, I guess.
Oh, 5 days. So it was for only a visit, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's actually the second country that Miss Faye visited. Actually, the reason why I invited her to be our guest today. I'm a little bit nervous, yeah? She's a very important person. Anyway, but she actually spent some time in one of the countries in Japan, which is one of the countries in Asia, I mean.
Yep.
Okay, which is Japan.
Japan, yeah.
All right. So the reason why I would like to talk about it, Miss Faye, is that I'm sure many of our audience have heard culture shock before.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, culture shock about this. Culture.
Any countries.
Yes. Sometimes even in Indonesia.
Yep.
If you move from one island to another.
Yeah.
Culture shock is something. But the something about culture shock is it is something that you will never understand unless you experience it. Yeah. So that's why I would like to hear directly from the person who actually live in Japan. Yeah. So our topic today is about hearing experiences and just how did they live outside of their passport country. Okay, so and actually I would like to share a little bit, because even though I've never actually been a year in a different country, but I spent 2 months living. It was a program, so it's not quite the same, but we'll talk about it more. But let's go to you, Miss Faye. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm so excited. All right, so tell us why or what was the opportunity that you spent a year in Japan?
Yeah, actually it's part of my scholarship program where finished my first year in Indonesia. It's in UGM.
Okay.
But my second year is in Japan.
Okay.
It's in International University of Japan. So yeah,
Okay.
I finished my thesis there.
All right. So what prefecture was it?
Yeah, actually, it's not really famous. Not many
Okay.
people know about this prefecture. It's Niigata. It's
Niigata, okay.
Niigata. And in Japan, it's called Yukiguni because it's so snowy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like it. That the fact that it's not famous, because if we talk about Tokyo or
Tokyo,
Kyoto,
Osaka,
Osaka, I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the prefecture that I visited in 2014 for about a couple of days was actually Tottori, and it wasn't very famous either.
Yeah.
It was famous for something, but not as famous as other big cities.
Yeah, not like Kyoto,
So,
Osaka. Yeah.
which part is Niigata? How far is it from the capital?
From Tokyo, it's only like, I don't know, but with Shinkansen, it's only 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and with bus, I usually took bus to go to Tokyo. Yeah, it's the
Shinkansen are
cheapest.
expensive.
Yeah, it's
It
the
is very
cheapest
expensive,
one.
yeah.
Just like three and a half hours.
3.5 hours,
from my
okay.
campus to Tokyo.
All right. Yeah. So when you actually, how did you like tell us the story? How did you leave from Indonesia and arrive the first time in Japan? if you can still remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite some time ago. Yeah. So yeah, but since it's a scholarship program,
Okay.
we had like a EO. We were
Yeah.
picked up
Okay.
at the airport, and
Okay.
we had full services
Okay.
there, and
All right.
we don't have to figure out what to do, where to go. So yeah, so it's not really that bad actually. So I don't really have any difficulties at all at that
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, from the airport to my campus, we ride a bus, and yeah, just there.
All right. So it was a 1-year program. So what was your major back then?
I took it's part of international relation program.
Okay.
But specifically it's international development program.
All right, interesting. So you mentioned earlier that you finished your thesis there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what were the activities that you did in campus?
Yeah. But in my campus, we had to took like several courses, not only writing thesis. Yeah.
Okay.
So for 3 terms, I took several courses, including Japanese, basic Japanese. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So you did actually learn the basic.
Basic
language.
only,
Okay.
yeah,
All
basic.
right. So did you like in the basic lesson that you got? Did you learn how to communicate, or what was the course like?
It's I got a very strict sensei. She
Oh,
was very strict.
okay.
He was very strict, but he made me enjoy the lesson. Yeah,
Nice.
because I was I didn't know nothing. I know nothing at all about all alphabets in Japanese. So yeah,
Okay.
but he made me know quite a few.
All right. So it's interesting. You said, you just mentioned that you did not really know anything about the letters. Okay. So what about the Japan culture? Like, Indonesians are usually very familiar, with the cartoons and the comic books and the
manga.
anime and manga. Yeah. So what about you? Were you actually familiar with the culture or so?
Yeah, back in my teenage era, it's not really accessible. I
Okay.
mean, there's no YouTube, so yeah, I didn't watch many manga or anime or things like that. But yeah, I who doesn't know Japan, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but never had I thought any specific thing about Japan.
Okay.
So but once I get there, well, it's quite shocking,
All
really.
right. Okay, good. We're going to go right there, yeah? So, okay, let's go. I think one thing that also still very interesting is that I want to talk about, again, different friends that I talked to, they have different experience, even though they went to the same country in Japan. Yeah. But tell us about your housing, where you live.
Oh yeah, I live inside my campus area in the boarding boarding house. Yeah, so I have no problem at all for accommodation because it's just like 3 minutes away from my classes. Yeah, so the accommodation was a boarding house for the students. But we can rent apartment apato or
apato. Yeah, that's what it's called. I heard. Apato.
We can rent apato, but you need to have a car because it's quite. My campus is like Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Yeah, it's
out of. It's hiding somewhere.
Yeah, it's
in
not
the middle of
quite
nowhere.
accessible. Yeah,
interesting.
So that's why most of students choose to stay in the boarding house.
So the boarding house, is that only for the students back then, or only for
students and sensei?
Oh, students and sensei, and all either like those that are from Japan and from outside.
So yeah,
Interesting. So tell us about your neighbors, like.
Yeah, my neighbor. So actually, the most interesting part that I experienced there, because I was there when the huge earthquake happened, 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's quite shocking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
At that day, we in that prefecture, it's not really hit that hard, but the aftershock quakes quite
happen
often.
Quite often.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Like how did you how did you adjust to that? Like, I mean, here it did not happen very often. So how did you adjust to that?
I've never experienced any major natural disaster here, right? Because we are safe and sound here, but thank God. And but the very good thing in Japan is that they are ready. They are very well prepared, because in my room I have a what is it? Safety kit. Consists of a helmet, a torch, a warmer, because even though it's in any season, there's a warmer, and then what else? Like a water.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have an emergency kit in our room.
All right.
So when that quake season happened, I slept with hugging my emergency kit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On what floor was your
was
room?
On the 4th floor.
Okay.
Yeah, not
wow.
high. Yeah.
That's still, you have to go 3 flights of stairs. Okay. So let's talk about like the shopping. Yeah.
Shopping.
So we'll talk about a few more things that just for like daily life. Yeah. Because again, many people, when they talk about traveling abroad, when they talk about living abroad, they talk about just the important stuff, the study, the scholarship. They often forgot the culture shock and like adjusting to that. Yeah. And if you can't, adjust your daily living, it's not good for your study, right?
Yeah.
So that's why this, I want you audience to see that we're not going to focus on which universities, what will be, but we're going to focus more on for you to see the reality of living outside of, your passport country. So I want to talk about like shopping. Yeah. So when you do you usually like cook? Do you often make grocery shopping?
Yeah, of course. There's an egg day, egg day.
Egg day, interesting.
There's a sale for eggs for Tuesday, I guess. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Tuesday is an egg day. So I went to Supa.
Oh,
yes,
Supa.
Supa. Yeah. So we were transported by campus bus. To go around anywhere near the campus, so we don't have to use bicycle, or because most of the students don't have the car. And the major difficulty is that when you are in Japan, you will suddenly illiterate. Yeah.
You can't read.
Yeah, you cannot read
the letters.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I can
Okay.
say anything. I mean, これは何ですか?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when and then the person will say something to me. But
Okay.
when we read something, we cannot read at all. And at that time, there's no like Google Translate by
Wow.
picture by camera.
Back then, exactly.
So yeah. You need to ask the native and
Okay.
try to understand what they say about the thing that you ask. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a real survival.
Wow. Okay. So that's just shopping. Yeah. Is there any another story, like funny story when you go shopping and you got misunderstood that you could remember?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I usually ask someone
Okay.
if I especially since I'm Muslim, it's quite necessary to be cautious
Exactly.
about anything that is not halal. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
But they are very helpful. They will say, "Buta haitemas."
Okay.
There's a pork contained
Okay.
in
Contained
that.
pork. Okay. Interesting. Very nice. So let's continue. I would like to. I was wondering, just basically when you were socialized. I mean, obviously you don't go to a country and live there for a year without socializing.
Yeah, of course.
No matter how introverted a person, I think they will at least socialize a little bit.
Yeah.
So, did you make a lot of friends in Japan?
Not many, but yeah, but I had some. I have because it's not had
Still
because
friends.
still friends because
Okay.
last year when I visited Japan back, I stayed at my friend's house. Yeah, I even babysitted her children because they like me so much because I'm not as strict as their mom. Yeah, I allowed them to eat candy or eat anything or snacking.
Yes, favorite Aunt Faye.
Yeah. So yeah, I have many, not many, but I have some.
Several, yeah. But what are the challenges sometimes that you found? Obviously, when you started to greet, each other, and then you started to meet more often, and then you socialize, and some of them, you became more like a friend, like close friend, and even up until now. So, what are some of the challenges that you found when you started to build that relationship or friendship with people in Japan?
Yeah, specifically in Japan, most Japanese don't speak English, actually, yeah. So with my basic Japanese, I try to communicate with my friends, with her children.
Okay.
And yeah, we sometimes use body language.
So you do a lot of, the...
Yeah, or just picture.
Okay, so what are some of the words that you remember? Like it's so that you need to show a picture to explain to.
So they curious about Indonesian food. So yeah,
okay.
so it's kind of hard for me to explain to them. And just one day I just cooked for them. Yeah, I cooked a rendang and kolak. It's the
okay.
Yeah, they really like kolak and rendang.
Okay, for our friends that maybe watch this that are not from Indonesia or you're not familiar with Indonesian food, rendang is a thick it's a curry beef, but it's not really usually curry comes with like a creamy, but it's actually more it's thicker. It's from one of area here in Indonesia on Sumatra, and kolak is how do you describe that? It's cassava or sometimes banana in a thick creamy sweet sauce, and the sauce usually uses coconut milk. Okay, just so you know and you can follow, So you cook those for your friend in Japan. All right, that's a really good segue for one thing that I would like to ask is about food. Obviously, if you want to survive in a country, you need to eat. Duh. Okay, so what are some of the most memorable experiences that you had when you were in Japan about food?
About food, I really love sashimi.
Oh, you really like sashimi?
Yeah, because it's so fresh, it's so good.
Okay.
But But I think I don't think I will eat sashimi here in Indonesia because I don't think
it's not as fresh.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And but I really hate, what is it? The name? I forgot. I'm sorry. The fermented soybean.
Natto.
Yeah. I cannot eat it. Can you? You try that?
Okay. I learned a word from my friend that also live outside of their passport country. What I call it is, that's different. I mean, it's true. Yeah. I think I liked miso soup.
Yeah.
Japan, I think like to add or to use soy in their food, right? And miso soup is one of my favorite. But natto, I can't either. But that's different. Yeah, it's just very different. I know.
Yeah, they encouraged me that it's a healthy food if you want to live a longer life and things like that, and I don't care. Yeah, it's too nasty. Sorry.
Well, again, I think it's something that could grow in you. I heard. Yeah, maybe it's kind of like durian. For people.
I don't like durian.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. So that explains it.
Yeah, because I can't stand stinky food. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's not so much about the aroma. Actually, it's more of a taste. It usually has that gooey when you pick it. It's kind of gooey, right? But some of my friends really like it. Yeah. No, I mean, Japanese, they like it.
Yeah.
But some of my Asian friends, they really like it too. Like not Japan. Oh. Yeah. So in the program that I joined,
natto?
Yeah. So when we were in the program, 2014, it was an exchange program, and we were on ship, and they provide us food, and one of the side dishes was natto, and almost sometimes it will all it will there's no natto left, because people are taking it. I mean, there are about 40 Japanese participants, but there are about 100 and something, Southeast Asian participants. So it's not just the Japanese. Some people like it. So did you ever miss Indonesian food while you were in Japan?
We can cook there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's an online shop that provide any spices in Indonesian spices and halal meat and things like that. So I don't think we have that difficulty.
It was not really a problem for you. Yeah. Okay. Well, when I joined the program, we're not really like living in a certain country because we travel, from one place to another.
You're not staying quite long.
So I did, it was only for 2 months, but I really miss, Indonesian food. And we were sponsored by one of the noodle produce here in Indonesia. One famous. We're not endorsing. But I just have to mention the brand, yeah.
You missed that.
Yeah, well, actually, we were sponsored, so we were given a couple boxes to bring with us, and each country usually they have a storage room on the ship. So we often just go to the storage room, and there are so many things in it. And whenever I found Indomie, it's like I found a treasure. So I usually just bring it to my room, and we have kitchen near our room, so we can, put it in a cup and then pour some hot, water and then enjoy it. Yeah. So I really do miss Indomie back then. I mean, I was only 2 months away from Indonesia. I guess I'm not that strong, but there was not really a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Indomie, we can order Indomie from that online shop.
Right.
Even though it's quite expensive.
A lot more expensive than here. Yeah, I bet. Okay, so what did you actually miss about Japan?
Oh, I miss everything.
Oh, everything. Tell us.
Yeah, I miss the, what is that? Their lifestyle, I guess, and the facility and the accommodation, the public transportation, how people behave.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But elaborate more. Tell us, what is the lifestyle like? What is the facilities like?
Okay.
What are the facilities like? Why we want to know why you actually miss it. Okay.
Lifestyle. Even though I was not staying in a big city. Yeah, it's a quite small city. Yeah, but I really miss studying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of my sensei, because of my professors.
Wow.
They are very encouraging. They are very encouraging. Yeah,
Good.
they treated us very good. They discussed with us lively, and it's totally enjoyable.
Okay.
I know it's not easy learning economics, but it's totally enjoyable.
They make it bearable and enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right. So what about the facilities?
Yeah, the facility, of course, you name Japan, yeah. Even the toilet can sing, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, you can imagine that, and everything, like just vending machines everywhere for selling everything, yeah, and food there are very fresh, yeah. Even though it's quite expensive, but it's so fresh. So compared to Indonesian food that is so spicy, Japanese food quite bland.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's covered with the freshness. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So obviously, when you want to when you are about to move abroad, to outside of your passport country, you need to learn, how to adjust, how to to live better in that particular country, because here's a new vocabulary. I don't know if you're familiar with this. So for our audience, I would like to share a little bit of vocabulary today, a new vocabulary. So you don't want only to survive, in the country. You want to thrive, yeah? Yep. So thrive meaning that you actually grow. You don't only manage to pass the time, but you are better, yeah? So I'm really inspired actually by what you say. You miss studying. So I imagine it must be very good. Yeah. In this, many people after a certain time, they just, I just want to work. I don't want to learn. I don't want to study anymore. But the fact that you said you miss studying, it must be very good. So that's the sign of thriving. Yeah. Very nice, in space. So for the last question, this is going to be hypothetical, yeah? So I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. So if money and time and virus were no object, so, if those three were no object, would you move to and live in Japan?
Permanently?
Yes.
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Why? Because it's like my second country. It's too much. No, nice.
I consider Japan as my second country.
Okay.
Yeah, because as what I mentioned earlier, because everything is so easy and comfortable, and it supports people to achieve many things in their life, because the facility, the environment is quite positive.
All right.
Compared to what we have here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to point out again that Miss Faye lived in a certain area in Japan. So if there are experiences that might be different, it's okay. Yeah? If you live in different area of Japan, it could be different. Yeah. There are actually several things that different with my experience when I visited Japan, but that's okay. Same thing here in Indonesia. So our contact is in Lampung. Yeah. So if you have different experience here in Indonesia or different experience in Japan, you are welcome to share in the comment. And we would like to hear your experience too. All right. So I want you to say something in Japanese.
Okay.
That is exactly Japanese reaction. Yes. How they react. All right.
Wow.
Say something.
Say something.
I'm just kidding. Anything. We won't understand anyway.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Just simple sentence, whatever.
Simple sentence.
Like your favorite phrase in Japanese.
Baka. No sense.
I really like Tadakimasu.
Okay.
Just because I get to eat
Oh,
after that.
yeah. What I like is the term "otsukaresama deshita."
Oh,
Yeah.
and that is that means
thank you for the hard work.
oh.
Yeah, usually it's said after after office hour.
All right.
Otsukaresama
Okay.
deshita.
Thank you for your time, Miss May. Thank you for visiting with us today. We hope you enjoy that talk. Yeah, and if you have, once again, if you have any questions or different topics you would like us to talk about, don't forget to mention in the comment. Okay. So make sure you check out our different other episodes. Yeah, and enjoy the talk and maybe some information or experience that could help you. All right. So see you in the next episode of Connect with Us. And we'll connect you to the world.
Connect with us, and we'll connect you to the